Back to the farm. We are going over to move the Black Australorps. We've got some chickens that need feed. We've moved some mamas. We've moved piglets. We've got to clean the area where the mamas just were. We've got a lot to do, so stay tuned. We're gonna get these Australorps out first because they're still locked up in their coop and get them to a new spot. All right, you can see where they are is bare earth, and we are gonna make this move easy. We are just moving them right next door here. Pigs were in here not too long ago, so they'll scrape and knock out that manure and they can get down here. They've got trees, they've got shade. So let's get them out. I know they're ready to be out of their coop. Definitely nice to have your coop on wheels to be able to move them quick and easy. And these are our Black Australorps. We have had some of them going broody, which isn't that great for egg laying production. I noticed when I opened this up, we've got an egg in here and it is a dirty one. So we're gonna give that to the chickens. I know some people say, oh, don't feed your eggs to the chickens because they'll start pecking eggs. Well, fortunately we haven't had that issue. So anyway, they do have the rollaway nest boxes. If they do start picking on eggs, Hen Gear's sale is over on their website, but we still have our KC Farms code down in the description. You can get money off if you are in the market for a rollaway nest box, and those have been amazing for us. We've really enjoyed them. So if you're in that, looking for that, check out that code in the bottom, and you can get some money off of a nest box purchase. But here are the Australorps. Like I said, we've had about 3 or 4 of them going broody, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is when you have chickens. So some breeds go broody more often than others, and like our sex links back here, they rarely go broody, which is another reason we are adding more of them. So Australorps are moved. We've got a new spot, new bugs to find, new things to pick and scratch at. Let's run back, and I noticed our sex links needed some feed this morning, so let's go get them feed. All right, Australorps are moved. Sex links are happy they have food. These are the ones in the brooder that we just repurchased, 65 of them. And these are laying machines. If you're looking for a great layer, check out the brown sex links at Valley Farms Hatchery. Like I said, they rarely go broody. As I say that, we do have a couple that have gone broody on us, but not as many as your other. You can see the feathers in here. That's from them being broody, but just a big, nice brown egg. And we are very happy with them. That's why we're adding more to our farm. If you haven't seen that video, we decided to get it kind of out of the egg lane and just get breeds that we wanted to try, and that's why we got the Bielefelders and Australorps, and we've changed our minds. We are going back to sex links. If we're going to raise chickens, we want as many large eggs as we can get, so that's why we're going back to the sex links. I think I'm going to keep a Bielefelder rooster to go in with these chicks once they get old enough, but these are the chickens that we are going to be raising. So anyway, I'm gonna go in and get breakfast now that everyone is taken care of on the farm. Make sure the kids got some breakfast. And then we're gonna come out and show you these pigs that we have moved. But since we're back here, I don't think we've seen Betty White in a while. And she is due in, I don't know when she's due, but as you're gonna see here, by the look of her belly, it's not gonna be too much longer. I believe it's the end of July, end of this month, or the first week in August. So let's check out Betty White since we're back here by them. Here with Ryder. Hans, no, you're not Ryder. You're in here with Henry. How you doing, bud? We should do a best ears video. Who's got the best ears? I think I know the winner, but here we go. I believe this is Betty. Sometimes her and Dandelion, they look very similar. So I get confused, but no, that's definitely Betty White here. Betty, you got some piglets coming, huh? You guys remember Betty is from Chloe, who we no longer have because we kept Betty. And also Ryder, our big ginger boar. And she was one of my favorite piglets that we've had. You can see her belly is sagging and starting to drop. She's still got time. She's still got time as we get interrupted by Ryder, but she is well on her way to dropping a load of piglets for us that we are excited to see how they turn out. You just never know. You pair up these pigs and hope for the best, and sometimes you knock it out of the park, and other times you just hit a single or a double. But anyway, she is going to be heading up to the farrowing barn here shortly, and we're excited to see what she will produce. I don't know where Dandelion is. Dandelion's the other sow in here. Dandy, what are you doing? You just hanging out? You got a full belly? We're not sure if she's taken or been bred yet, so we're just waiting and watching. You can see why I wasn't sure if that was Dandelion or Betty White. They're very similar looking, but you can definitely tell from Betty's stomach that she's got piglets on the way, and we saw the date she was bred, so we're able to keep track and figure that out. So she'll be heading to the barn. We moved Mama's across the barn, so after I get done eating, let's go check out how the pigs are doing in the barn. Are you just hanging out underneath the chicken tractor graveyard in the shade? Come on, let's go up and get you fed too. Okay guys, we have just moved the two mamas across the farrowing barn, and now we will let this area heal as we await new litters coming in. First thing I like to do is mow it over, and it knocks and breaks up some of the manure. If we have heavy loads like right in here, I'm gonna come in later this afternoon, we'll rake that up. If it's raining, which it hasn't been here, that rain will help get rid of that manure, but when it's as dry as it is, the manure stays for a little bit longer. So this is the last area here where 2 Luis was, and it looks a lot better now that it is mowed down. These little wallows will probably dry out before we get new pigs in here, but that will be fine. So here's how we moved the pigs. They were in these 2 stalls on the end of the barn, and this has worked out better than I had thought when we first designed this barn, but we just opened both doors like this, and we're able to walk the pigs across to their new spot. And it seems like a duh moment, but as we were designing this, we never really thought about that, but this alleyway works out perfect for that. So let's go get a look at the pigs in their new spots. I dug out their wallows. Here's Thistle, and we are just working on filling these up now. Thistle and her babies with some extra breakfast here. Thistle, hey. She was just swimming. Look at that pig doing the downward dog, scraping up whatever it can. So, good morning, Thistle. Yes, you already had breakfast. Don't try and lie and say that you haven't eaten yet. So this is great. This was an old spot that we had. I think Barb was in here. It's been over a month since they've been in here, and we were able to open this up, and manure was gone, and they're able to use this spot. So Over here we've got 2 Luis, who's wanting to chew on my hose. Actually, she's not. She's just moving it. You're just moving it out of the way so you can get the good stuff. My hose, of course, sitting right on the good grass. So this hose reel has been fantastic. We get questions, how often do we need to fill these wallows up? There was still water in them today, and I had just freshly dug these, so they don't hold water as well. I drive the tractor back and forth to try and harden it out, but once the pigs are in here, it'll help them to start hold water. So this is probably 4 days later, and I'm just filling them up again. The more they're in here, the longer that water will last. So this one is good. So I'm gonna turn this hose off and reel this up if I can get the pigs out of the way without getting shocked here. I don't want to let it go all the way, but also I don't want to reach in here and get zapped, although you guys might enjoy seeing that. There we go. I'm gonna step on it so I can get my hand through. And we are reeled up and ready to go. I'll turn that off when I'm not using it, just to keep the pressure off the hose. But we got both moms moved across, which is good for them and good for that other area to get resting up, so we can get more pigs in here when the time is due. We got 3, maybe 4 weeks till due dates, and we'll move them in maybe a week before their due dates, just to make sure they're accustomed to the area, and we don't want to stress them out too much right before the babies come. So they've got full wallows. The babies are down in here. They can easily get out, so we don't have to worry about that. Don't worry, Mama's just in the barn there. Calm down. So there is Thistle, 2 Luis now enjoying her pool and her 6 babies with her. Obviously Thistle has adopted 2 of hers that snuck over and kept nursing on her, which has worked out great. We've talked about that story plenty if you haven't seen that. But nothing better than a nice cold wallow on a hot day. Temperatures are starting to go down just a little bit. Let's see if we can get these piglets. They'll probably run. They're venturing down here into the water as well. So everyone's getting to enjoy the water now. And these work out a little bit better, a little summerine. A little bit better than the pools, especially when you got a big old group like we have here. So these pigs will be in here with Mom a couple more weeks, and then they'll be weaned, and mamas will be happy, and they'll start all over again. So start all over again with bringing more mamas in here. But we were able to get them moved. Everyone was helping out the other day. Both kids, Jamie, were out, and got everything moved so much faster. So that was a good day. But we also were able to knock out some piglets. You closing the bar up for this morning? Closing the bar down. But we got the piglets moved. We talked about it the last couple videos. It went really smooth. We were able to just move them to the next spot. So set a fence up next to the existing fence and just walk them across, and that has worked out very well. We did talk about getting a little bit of rain recently, and by a little bit I mean 20 minutes in probably the last 3 weeks. So things are starting to green up a little bit. It is definitely not lush by any means, but we'll take whatever we can get now. So here's the piggers. They've had breakfast this morning. Their spot was right over here. You can kind of see the highly worn area up there where the pools and feed was. And they have adjusted well. There's really nothing to adjust to because it's a simple move. They've got food, they've got water, and everything else is okay. So got them across with no issues. Got them off their manure. And hey buddy, this big old boar comes up to me every time I come in here. This is the one with the black back leg. How are you doing, bud? You're always following us and tracking us too. So, got the pools filled. We were able to run a couple hoses to get water close to make filling these pools a lot easier than buckets. And everyone is doing great. So, starting to get to a decent size. And with this shade, and we've had breezes, they are doing just fine. So anyway, wanted to show you these 2 groups of pigs got moved across. Technically 3 groups, but the mamas in the barn just count as 1 group. So everyone adjusted well. Temperatures are slowing down. By slowing down, it's not high 80s, it's middle to low 80s, and that is nice. And like I said, the breeze is picking up, but it's nice to have everybody move, not just the pigs. You know, the animals enjoy it. Even the chickens, when we let them out and they're running around pecking and scratching and finding the new things and off of their manure. So anyway, guys, I hope your week has been productive so far. Hope you're working on making a change, and we'll see you on the next video.